flesh and I'm all set up. Yes, and I'm here, honored, standing next to Chef Philippe. How are you, sir?
I'm very good.
Well, thank you for having us. And so tonight we're gonna talk about a little bit about you, about RRMB and food and a lot. But let's get to work. What have we got here and what are we preparing?
Excellent. We're going to start with the millionaire salad. Millionaire salad is a combination of different expensive items. A Tsarkaya oyster, for example, a US scallop, some French foie gras, a lobster, and even some gold on the salad.
Wow, you heard that right, gold. I'm gonna eat gold tonight. Wow.
So I just start to open the oyster.
So tell us a little bit, Chef. How long have you been here?
Oh, in Thailand, I've been there for 13 years.
Wow.
At the landmark, almost 9 years.
Wow.
I just did a small escape in Phuket, which was nice. So I know a little bit of south of Thailand. Or foie gras.
Wow. This is not for you vegetarians. No, 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 no. This is for the rich, healthy, and whoever loves really good food. And we're not going to talk about calories today at all. Okay, we're going to pass on to this another dish, the last one for today, which is?
That's going to be a Chalandeux, another French product. It's very nice, actually. It's very nice. I serve this on the bed of baby spinach, and again those red onion, like I talked before with you.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna go for a short break. When we come back, all the duck, rib room and bar, Chef Philippe, Daniel, don't go away. We'll be right back. welcome back. We are actually joining the GM, Douglas, and we've actually had a long chat before off camera, and what an incredible man. Thank you very much for stopping by the show.
Pleasure, Daniel.
Actually, thank you for having us.
No, we're delighted.
I'm afraid we're disturbing the other... Ah, thank you, merci.
The famous Paolo Parisi eggs from Italy, and the particularity of these eggs is...
You turn around so all the viewers can see you.
The particularity of these eggs is Mr. Parisi feed his chicken with goat milk.
Goat milk?
So when you eat the egg yolk, just imagine that the goat milk coming, then you're going to find the taste of the goat milk.
Fantastic.
Bon appétit.
Merci, chef. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, shall we?
Yes, yeah.
All right, we were talking a little bit off camera, and I've actually heard one of the most fascinating stories in my life, believe it or not, and it's, I think it was about motivation. You told me a great story and something that you applied to your own job, to your hotel.
Yeah, well, Daniel, in my career, I've had a great mentor and coach over the last 25 years that I've been working. And part of my working time has been in London. And I managed the Landmark Hotel in London for our owner prior to coming out here. And my mentor and coach would come and stay at the hotels that I was managing. And I asked him one day, I said, could you give me a team for the Landmark, please? And he said, what do you mean you want a team for the Landmark? I said, well, you know, the characteristics that you've got in your team, I would love to share with my team here at the Landmark, and achieve just a fraction of what you've done would be tremendous. And he said, okay, Douglas, I know what you mean. And he said, well, let's sit down and have a glass of wine. So after probably a bottle of wine, we got through the team, and there's some fantastic characteristics in the team. And one of the first ones is he said that my team, the number one position is you have to be focused. He said, because my goalkeeper might have to react in the first minute or the 91st minute in order to save us the game or win us the 3 points. And he said, I'm a great believer in a formation of 4-4-2, and leadership is a great characteristic that we should have in a team. And team briefings are very important. He said, I brief my team every day. And he said, I'm sure you brief your team every day. But one-to-ones are also very important. And he said, I give my players one-to-ones every day. And he said, communication is the fourth position that is very important. And he said, I've got a left back in my team that communicates and flies up and down the wing, communicating with the rest of the team. And he said, another characteristic for a team is consistency. He said, I'm sure you want to deliver 100% consistency all the time. And he said, I have a player in my team, if he was 80% consistent, we would win games. And he said, recognition is very important. I'm sure when guests come to your hotel, you encourage your staff to recognise them by name. And he said, I do that with my players, and I encourage everyone to recognise our fans, our supporters, our colleagues, and use their name at all times. Because people feel fantastic when they get some recognition and someone remembers their name. And he said, recovery is very important. He said, we might lose a game sometimes, and I'm sure in your business that your team and yourself might make mistakes sometimes, but it's how you recover from it and what you do to make things better. And we have to do that in a team, because we might lose the game, and how are we going to come back and win the 3 points in the following week? And he said, training is very important. He said, my players train every day. And he said, I'm sure you've got training in your hotel, and you're training your team to produce the quality and quality standards that you want. And he said, once you've got all these characteristics right, the front two positions are results and winners. And I'm very lucky in my team, he said, that we've produced some great results and produced some great winners. And he said, I'm sure in your team, if you apply these characteristics, you'll produce some great results and great winners. So one day, my manager and coach invited me to a home game. And at the end of the game, which unfortunately they had lost 4-1, he came to me and said, Douglas, the team want to come and meet you. And I said, no, I said, they won't want to meet me. I said, you've just lost the game. He said, no, come and meet them. They're in the players' lounge. They want to see you. So I went in, and the players, it was all very quiet. And he said, Douglas, the team are sorry they didn't win for you today. But they're going to learn that sometimes they have to lose, but it's how we bounce back and how we recover.
Sure.
So he turned around to the players and he said, okay, boys, we've lost the game. I want you to go into the dressing room, go and look at the position of which you should have been playing today. That's part of the Landmark team. And then I'll see you at training tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And Daniel, in the home dressing room of my football team, framed in that dressing room, is the Landmark team.
Wow.
And it shows the position of focused and who the goalkeeper was. It shows the position of communication and who the left back was, and it shows leadership, who the captain was, and it comes all through the team until it shows the front two who are the results and winners. And my mentor and coach over the last 25 years, and still is Sir Alex Ferguson, who is now the retired and much lost manager of Manchester United. They're missing him. It would be great if he was back there, and I know he's up in the stand willing them on, but I'm sure he'd love to be in the dressing room with the team. And he was a fantastic motivator, a great inspiration to me, and I use a lot of his characteristics that he's shown me in managing a team into how I manage the Landmark here in Bangkok, and also how I manage the Landmark in London. And he's had a big bearing on how I manage my team. He's put a lot of fun into how we manage. He's a great man, great principled man, fantastic memory. He'll never forget anything. I certainly wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of him, because he certainly can give out the hairdryer treatment.
He sure does.
I've been in the end of it, but yeah.
So that's a great motivational speech, and it's very interesting how you apply that to how you manage your own hotels, and especially the Landmark here in Bangkok. It was a great story, but I actually had a couple of bites. It's phenomenal. It really is an accomplishment of flavors and a symphony of great smells and textures. We're gonna go for a short break. When we come back, much more of Douglas, the GM of the Landmark of Bangkok, right here on Nana on Sukhumvit. We're gonna get the second dish, which is gonna be, I'm not gonna tell you. Sit back, relax, don't change the channel. Much more with My Second Home with Daniel after the break.